Hey Retro Gamers, how you doing? Today I'm going to talk about my favorite Spectrum games for the second time. Because Spectrum have so many great games and these games make my childhood so much better, I decided to do a second video. If you'd like to see the first video, I left the link in the description. Darkman. Darkman is a side-scrolling action and platform game. We control Darkman. We can jump, kick and punch. Between levels, Darkman must photograph his enemies to make a mask. And if you took 2 or 3 good pictures, he can make a mask and walk freely to the enemies for a short period of time. The first level we fight against enemies from left to right until the end of the level. We fight ninjas, enemies with guns and dogs. The second level is also with a lot of fightings, but with many platforms because we are climbing a building. I remember when I was a kid I always falling, and I had to climb my way up again and again. The third level for me was the hardest. Just like in the movie, we have to jump from rooftop to rooftop to avoid getting hit by a helicopter. The fourth level was very cool. We must open a gas tank and escape again for the roof before the time runs out. The fifth level, we are hanging in the helicopter and trying to avoid the cars, just like it was in the movie. The sixth and final level is again similar to the film and takes place on the building under construction, where we meet the final boss with an air pistol, just like it was in the movie. Our character only have 2 moves, a punch and a jump kick, but the levels in this game are very well designed and with different gameplay. That's why I love this game so much, and also because I love games that combine fighting with platforms. CJ Elephant's Antics. CJ Elephants is a platform game developed by Big Red Software. The story of this game is simple but cute. After being captured in Africa for the purpose of being put in a zoo, turbulence hits the plane transporting CJ to England, causing his cage to open. He grabs an umbrella and jumps out of the plane somewhere over France. After landing, CJ realizes he will have to make his way back home to Africa. Elephant Antics has a total of 4 levels, and all levels finish with a boss fight. The levels through the game are all countries that CJ must travel to reach home. The levels are France, Switzerland, Egypt and finally Africa. This game is one of the hardest pattern games that I finish. The elephant is obviously slow, and we must have good timing in the jumps. Many times, even in the first level, the space where we must fall between spikes, for example, was exactly the size of our elephant. We can't jump an inch ahead or behind. Our elephants spit peanuts and throw bombs. In the case of bombs, we start the game with 10 bombs, but we get more during the levels. Each level have a different and unique enemies. For the bosses, in France the boss is a monkey hanging in a bell. I don't know if it was a bug or a secret, but before we reach and saw the boss, we can throw peanuts to the place he is. That way, when we enter the room, he's already dead, and we avoid the fight. The second level is in Switzerland. The level is in the snow, and the boss is Santa Claus. I'm kidding, he's a snowman. The third level is in Egypt, and the boss is a pharaoh. The last level is in Africa, and the last boss for me was disappointment. I really don't know what that thing is. We just avoid that thing for almost a minute and we beat the game. If you like a good and a challenger platform game, this is your Dark Souls of platforms. Arcanoid, Revenge of Two. It's a shame to say this, but the first time I played Arcanoid in the arcades, I hated the game. Because we control our ship or pedal with a rotating knob. It seems that we are opening and closing a tab, and I simply do not feel comfortable playing that way. But I completely fell in love with this game in my beloved Spectrum. This game was hard and have 34 levels, but of course I beat the game with cheats. The cheat was: we play until the score allows you to enter your name. It was very easy to do that, we just need to pass a couple of levels. Then we enter our name as Ma. That way we continue from the level that we lose, instead of starting the game from the beginning. Revenge of Do was a huge update from the first Arcanoid. More items, more power-ups, or not. If you play an Arcanoid game, you know what I mean. And when you beat a level, two gates appear in the bottom of either side of the playing area. We can choose to go through either one of the gates, and each gate have a different level. This way, after knowing the game, we can choose the easiest level. I love this type of games so much that I'm always looking for them on the Steam store, the PlayStation store, the Nintendo store, or even in the cell phone. The Way of the Exploding Fist. Fighting games are my favorite games, and this passion comes from the Spectrum. Because the Spectrum have so many good fighting games, and one of my favorites is The Way of the Exploding Fist. In this game we fight one-on-one character match, all overseen by a wise old expert who appears in the background. Once the player defeats an opponent, they move up to the next stage. Fights are not won using the energy bar style found in the modern fighting games. Instead, we need to get two complete yin and yang symbols. Any move that connects with the opponent, a kick or a punch, would obtain half a yin and yang icon, while a well-executed move would obtain a full icon. Two complete icons end the fight, and we proceed to the next level. This system of scoring is real and very well known in communities. Our character have 18 different moves, yes, 18, including jump kick, roundhouse kick, standing low, medium, high kick, punches, and many more. Having so much move in the single character make this game a must buy at the time. And we can play a little more offensive with the low kicks and punches, or a more aggressive style with jumping kicks or a roundhouse kick. When I was a kid, I found the roundhouse kick a little hard to hit, but when I was able to hit one, it was very satisfying. Manic Miner is one of the most popular games in the Spectrum. The game is simple, addictive and fun. We play through 12 caverns, each one the size of our screen. We must collect several flashing objects before the oxygen supply runs out. Once we collect all the objects in the level, we must go to a portal, which will take us to the next level. We must avoid all kinds of enemies: pigmen, spiders, slimes, robots, and even toilets. Yes, toilets. We can also be killed by a high fall. The game is hard, but it's super fun. And in my opinion, the best thing is by far the gameplay and the level design. We must carefully calculate the path, so we don't walk back and forth to pick the objects. And also, we must time with precision all the jumps and movements to prevent falls or collision with the enemies. After we finish the 12 caverns, we escape to the open air. Above the final portal is a garden. How about you gamers? Which one are your favorite Spectre games? Please let me know in the comments.